So a while ago, I posted a message in a Discord group with 10 people saying that I was going to 1v1 them for Bloodline Bay. I made some small rules, but in this video I totally ignored them. So my actually a really good friend of mine decided to take me up on that offer and 1v1 me. He instantly started trash talking since he thought he could win, or at least he thought he could bait me into losing. So when he started also saying that he had won, I was getting really confused. And he, I guess, became overconfident in his skills and decided to actually 1v1 me instead of trying to keep his lie up and actually making the group believe that I have lost. So in this video I will be handling or showing all of the fights that I did, or all of the 1v1s that I did with him in that server. I'm not going to show the code, of course, since we're going to be using that server to 1v1 from now on, so that's one thing. While watching this footage, I realized that my screen capture that I used, I didn't use my normal screen capture, I didn't use OBS, so it kinda went differently, so I'm gonna try to fix it while I'm at it, but it's probably not gonna work, sadly. The footage is kinda sped up since I needed to do pretty much 5 minutes of waiting time, since I literally had 6 minutes of footage of the first fights. So I had to compress 5 minutes of waiting time down to a lot less, and I didn't want to just have the footage in the background while I'm talking. I'm gonna talk a bit less during the fighting, but yeah, I didn't just want to have only the footage of me waiting. Anyways, on to the first fight. So in the first part of the fight, he said he didn't want to use modes, so I turned off my modes, and that was actually one of the stupidest mistakes since he thought I was getting carried by my specs. So yeah. Then, when we started dueling, I always have this thing, use the third move of Ryuji Kenichi to instantly teleport to my opponent. After Ryuji Kenichi, I always try to do one of two, the time stop or the shurikens. After shurikens, I always use the F move that I use, and then basically use time stop. During time stop, I have free play, and I just basically do whatever I want. When he started to counterattack me, I was worried for a second since I decided to play late back against him, but at the end, it didn't really seem to be a problem, and yeah, that's just actually the whole fight pretty much. I just did the same combo again and defeated him. It's actually a really short fight now that I think about it. After this fight or this duel thingy, I decided to put a time limit of 45 minutes since otherwise it was probably going to take too long since he will probably challenge me again and this time do longer and longer fights. And it was going to really be just annoying fighting him and eventually I was going to lose. Here you might think I'm being a little too mean to him since I just randomly or at least started attacking him after he started attacking me. But this is actually for a reason since it's usually like if I lose in any time during this thing, he will use it against me. Like I lost that time when we weren't fighting. But usually he doesn't care at the end. But I just wanna avoid that confrontation with him and just don't deal with that stuff. So I decided to just absolutely destroy him again. So after the second battle, we decided to do a fight with the modes, and before that we just talked a bit, so I skipped that. The mode battle started off pretty chaotic for me since I needed to boot up both of my modes and he only needed one, I think, or he already did two of them. But yeah. Even though the chaotic start, I managed to recover quite easily using my normal shurikens. And yeah, the combo missed sadly, since he was way too fast, whatever mode he was using with it, because I don't think Naruto can go that fast. He did manage to land a few decent hits on me during this time, but yeah, I think I pretty much got a guarantee to win there because he never did he never stood a chance. I'm gonna be real with you. I never stood a chance. He didn't compare. He didn't use or see any of the new modes or bloodlines or pretty much anything of the new one. He only used Ryuji Kenichi as the new mode, and yeah, as to use new moves. And here we see me doing the finishing blows. Pretty much this just finish him off. This is one of my favorite moves from Ryuji Kenichi, and he lands beautifully on the tree. And I just unsummon my companion and execute him in the air because that's just good. Anyways, on to the next battle. I'm quite proud of this fight actually. I pretty much decided to hide in this tree since I lost quite a bit of mode in that fight and I didn't know how long the fights are going to last since I usually when I fight with him it's pretty long fights and I usually lose my mode quite fast. So here I mode up and I also decided to use my mode since that was sounded like the best option. And I guess he didn't see me, but he decided to run past me and just try to hide outside, but I have my sound really high for some reason and I could hear him coming from my right side. So I instantly saw him and I decided to attack him, but I fell. So yeah. Tried to use my counter, but I failed. So then I used my only reliable strategy called shurikens. Anyways, the counter kinda failed, but also won at the same time since I could pretty much always do that. And these are just some normal things. So, yeah. As I used the Great Spiraling Spirit Bomb, and then the hits don't register, so I use my Q spec. That one went really well, and then I just go for some normal hits after I use the John Cena move. The John Cena move, I pretty much just decide to just do some normal stuff again and pretty much beat him. This is the last part. The reason why I'm proud of this fight is because I somehow managed to glitch him into a wall. I fell a few times, but then I just teleported into the wall perfectly. I talked to him a bit before turning off my mode, and before killing him and turning off my mode because I always do that. And yeah, that's the third or fourth fight already done. Let's go. So this might be the most chaotic fight to an outside viewer since the beginning, I mean, at least the beginning will be chaotic since I pretty much only go based off of sound right here, not of visual cues, and I put the sound really low, and so you don't really know what's happening, but pretty much I hear him teleporting around the arena, and I don't want to bother going outside of it since I'm not going to fight him. You can see him fly over me though. And yeah, so I hear him over there, and I walk away, and he uses the Shindo sun move, and I block because I heard it. After that didn't work, he just decides to teleport in and fight me. So I take him up on the offer and use the B move, and then you might think it's going to fail, but I actually hit him. The hitbox is really weird, but yeah, I just do a normal combo with him, and yeah. Then also, he hits me, but I also hit him, doing even more damage to him, and he gets stunned, so I do even more damage to him. This fight goes all over the place. It goes inside the arena, outside the arena, and we finish outside the arena in this fight. And I pretty much try to always get him into the arena since I like fighting inside of the arena since it gives a lot of view of the area, or at least gives me like a feel of what's going to happen. But if the opponent goes outside, I'm willing to go outside. So yeah, here you see us just basically using the basic combo pretty much. It's a really good combo actually. Nothing to say about it, and here we see the pretty much the last moments of the battle. He dies here. That's really sad, I know. But yeah, that's the final moments of the battle, and we're going on to the next battle now. So after a lot of boring chasing things, I decided to give him 5 minutes to fight me, and he decided to waste a lot of the time in trying to argue that I need to kill him within 5 minutes, and it basically gave him like 2 or 3 minutes to like try to fight me, and we actually fought in that time, and it was actually a pretty fun fight at the end of the day. But yeah, it was really hard since he had the ultimate running spec and I wanted to actually defeat him I want to actually say like I defeated you within 5 minutes. I won. So yeah, I'm going to skip forward now, or at least the footage is going to be sped up until we go on the part that we're actually going to fight with each other, and we're actually going to be having a good and decent chase or manhunt type fight. It's actually really fun. So the fight started off with me pretty much seeing him and him instantly running. I got confused, but I decided to actually start attacking him since he decided to slow down, and I know how these specs work. So yeah, I got a pretty decent combo in actually. Well, it was also a really good beginning, and we actually traveled a pretty far distance during this fight, and yeah, we have pretty much made it all the way to the Forest of Fire, I guess, if you can say it, or the Forest of Death. But yeah, we see me just tipping away at his health the whole time and just trying to deal damage. I thought I had him here. I actually thought I had defeated him here, but he survived. So I started the chase again, and he just tried running again. I really thought I would lose him at this point, since he was right, he just flew over the mountain, and it was really hard for me to fly over the mountain. But then I was like, how hard is it to find a glowing man in a dark forest? How hard would it be to find a glowing man in a dark forest? Anyways, we're going at the end now. This is the place where most of the fighting took place, and also the end of the fighting. You might already have guessed who won this fight, but yeah, he tried his best. He tried his best. So yeah, I knocked him out, and I decided I was not going to risk it. I have a few minutes. I have a few seconds left. So I started annoying him. It was just a few seconds. So I kept him in a grip, and in a while I will start counting down to how many seconds he has left. It's actually quite mean, but he had no chance of winning after this. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Uh, Also, any fight after this or any fight for this was basically like the fun fights where we just did some punching without mode, and I just let him live. So you can't argue that. I will make another video about that if you argue that you want any of those. I will literally just upload the entire footage. Anyways, this is the end now, since I do not have any more major fights or cool fights that we had. And I will challenge any one of the group, any one member of the group, to come and fight me and give me free content. Have a nice day.